We are now in day 17 of the United Auto Workers strike at General Motors.
Yeah, both sides continue to talk, but both seem entrenched in their positions. Both sides also losing big. GM, an estimated $1 billion. Workers, hundreds of millions.
Jim Kurtzner is at the GM powertrain plant in Romulus with more on what's holding up the deal.
These union workers were told by their union negotiators yesterday that major issues remain unresolved, including wages, temporary workers, job security, health care. But they are continuing to go back and forth with proposals.
It does seem to be going slow, but this is sort of, it's sort of like dancing. Sometimes you've got dances where you do some quick steps and then it goes slow again.
The losses are adding up. Wall Street analyst J.P. Morgan says going into the third week of the strike, General Motors losses are at $1 billion. Another analyst with the Center for Automotive Research in Ann Arbor says these huge losses will continue.
My estimate's around $450 million a week. So $1 billion, yeah, probably right around there.
General Motors parts and supply chain shortages have forced shutdowns outside of the UAW, including 2 plants in Mexico, 2 in Canada, and 1 in Ohio, laying off close to 10,000 other GM employees.
It's going to be hard to make up this production hole, which means, this year is going to be affected by this.
Suppliers, millions of dollars in losses and layoffs for the ones doing the most GM business: American Axle, Lear, Magna, Aptiv. At the same time, workers only getting $250 a week in strike pay from the union. For many, only about 1/5 of their normal pay. A total of 46,000 workers losing more than $200 million a week. When do the losses on both sides become too painful and they make a deal?
The union says 1 day longer, right? That they're out there and they're going to last 1 day longer than the company. And I don't think the company looks quite that way. They are, there's a lot of economists and finance people in there that are looking at the cost of the strike versus the cost of the current proposals that are on the table. And at some point that does tip over to the cost of the strike is more costly than what is on the table.
So much at stake for both sides, the company and these workers. This is a 4-year contract. Some are predicting it could go all the way through October to get a deal and then ratification. In Romulus, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
All right, Jim, wait and see. Head to WXYZ for the latest on the talks between the UAW and General Motors. And to find out how the strike is impacting the Detroit area, we have that as well.